Hello everyone, this is Dawn over at Plot Chronicles. Today I want to review very quickly a book that I read that I thought was really good, and it was a historical fiction. I know many times I do psychological thrillers. I am working on branching out so that not every book that I do over here is suspenseful, because you know what, there's so many different types of books. That way you do have some variety. Okay, this book, and I thought it was good. I would give it 4 stars, and it's actually based on a true story. It's historical fiction. It's called Frozen River, and it's by Ariel Lawhon. I think that's how you pronounce it. But it's about the life of Martha Ballard, who lived in Maine, okay? She was a midwife that delivered over 1,000 babies. She had 9 children herself. It takes place in 1789 in Maine. I guess there's some really cold areas in Maine. And I thought it was good. Now, it did say it did take some liberties. Martha Ballard kept a diary of her life, and it kept getting passed on to different family members. It is now at a library, okay? So basically, this book is about, and I guess maybe this happened back then, it is about her life and delivering these babies, and about, you know, what life was like back then for everyone, not just women, but, you know, people in general, what life, you know, how harsh it was, you know? I mean, like, one of the things in the book, and I'll just mention this, is she had several children. Well, back then you had some terrible diseases that would come through that could wipe out the entire family. You know, I think some of these people, like in 1 week, would maybe lose 3 children. I mean, that, now, yes, you had a lot of children, but that would be really hard. I'm not saying people don't have, you know, little ones that pass on now, but imagine how, you know, tough that would be back then. They didn't have all the types of medicine and knowledge and things that we have nowadays. And so the winters were very harsh there in Maine and all that. But the part of the story was they found a body in the river, and they want to find out how the body got there. And that's part of the story. And so it is historical fiction, but it does have the mystery element. But it's how were women treated back then. You know, women a lot of times didn't have a voice back then, as you know. And, you know, you had these women that didn't get a whole lot of choices. And so, you know, obviously, and I don't know when it actually came out, but now many people now choose the size of your family. You know, back in 1789, you probably didn't get to choose how large you wanted your family to be. So it is the story, really, of the life of Martha Ballard. Now, I think it'd be interesting to really read her actual, I guess, diary. What's interesting, too, is in the book, they use some of the language they used back then. You know, a lot of times we talk now, what would it be like to go back in that time period in the 17 and 1800s? How did people speak? They, you know, when they spoke to and greeted one another, how would it be different than how we speak nowadays? I think you guys might find the book really interesting. That is one genre that I do read, is historical fiction. I've read several of Kristen Hanna's. I really enjoy it because they do take a lot of liberties, yes, and with the story, but a lot of the things they write about really did happen too. Have any of you read Frozen River? It is a longer book, but I thought it moved smoothly and was easy to read, okay? So let me know what you guys think. What are some of your favorite historical fiction books? That's all I have to say for now. Love you, appreciate you. Hope you come back for tomorrow's video. Bye, everybody.